Hello, I'm Mike Gresk, Mayor of the City of Wheaton, and welcome to this month's edition of Chat with the Mayor. Our guests come to us from the DuPage Foundation, and they are Dave McGowan. Dave is president, and also we have Deborah Venezia, and Deborah is the director of Arts DuPage. Welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you, Mayor.
David, for the uninitiated, why don't you explain a little bit what DuPage Foundation does, how long you've been doing it, and all the good work that you do for the residents of our county.
Great, thanks, and thanks for having us on.
My pleasure.
The DuPage Foundation is a permanent charitable endowment to benefit the residents of DuPage County. More importantly, it's a place where people go to find out how to give back to their community. So we've been around for 32 years, have approximately $95 million in assets, and have made grants totaling more than $35 million in our history.
And David, how's that structured? I'm sure you've got some sort of board of directors and volunteers and staff and all. If you can give us an overview of that.
Sure. Board of trustees that are very engaged in oversight, fundraising, policy development, and vision. They certainly roll up their sleeves and look at how we can make the biggest impact in the community. We have about a dozen committees working in all those functional areas of finance, investment, fundraising, grant making, all really caring citizens who give us a lot of time and really pay close attention to the details in what we do.
And a staff of?
There are 9 of us on staff. We have a 10th position just approved, so we're growing. I'll mention that in the past 5 years, we've doubled our staff, doubled our assets, doubled our office space, doubled our cumulative grants. It's just an amazing journey, and we're having a lot of fun doing it. And hopefully the not-for-profits out there that we support would say that, that we're helping them serve their clients and meet their mission objectives.
And if there is such a thing, can you give me a typical type grant that someone would apply for? Who could apply for the grants? And if you could, walk us through the process.
Well, the fun part about a community foundation is we're broad-based grant makers. There's virtually nothing we don't support, from arts, education, environment, to the really important health and human services in the community. So that's the good news. The tough part is, when you can grant to that many, how do you focus and where do you find the opportunities to make the biggest difference? And that's where the staff and grant committee come in, and the board really looking at what those areas of interest are. So not-for-profits throughout DuPage can apply through 2 grant cycles to our community needs program, health and human services in the spring, and then arts education, and a new category, animal welfare and environment, in the fall. So those are the 2 points of entry. But then we have several other grant programs, donor advised, where families or organizations have set up funds within the foundation, and they remain the grant committee on those funds. Those are flowing throughout the year, more donor directed or donor advised than grant sought.
Very good indeed. We have Deborah here with us today also, and she is the director of Arts DuPage. Deborah, you want to talk about that for a minute, please?
Sure. Arts DuPage is one of the it's the newest initiative, isn't it, of the DuPage Foundation. And basically, we want to let the community know what a rich arts community we have. We want to engage the artists and kind of empower the arts organizations and their leaders and the individual artists by offering workshops and convenings and things to help them better do what they do in their organization. Then we want to engage the community and raise the visibility of the arts overall.
Interesting. And volunteer opportunities, either David or Deborah?
We're looking for a volunteer right now.
To do what, Deborah?
to help host our events on artsdupage.org, our online community calendar. This is one of the things that the community indicated they wanted. There was no one place where people could go to find out what's happening, art-wise. In the olden days, when people used to get newspapers, and the Friday section was this thick, and you'd open it up and everything would be listed in one place. And you don't have that anymore. You could go to individual websites. Mm-hmm. You could spend like your whole weekend going to websites and not finding anything. So community members and even the arts organizations indicated that they wanted this resource, an online common calendar, where people could go and find out. Or, you can find out classes or classified ads or concerts or plays or exhibits, everything that's going on in DuPage County. We have listed on the site, so you can go there and just kind of use our filters and whatever you're looking for. If it's a free event, if it's a family event, whatever it is, you can find it on our site. And so we need help posting all the events. We were up to 670 events. a few weeks ago with all the summer festivals and the park districts. Park districts are a great resource for, when they were doing, every week they were doing a different concert. And so this is a very lively community. And our tagline is, it's right here. So we want people to know you don't have to drive downtown. You don't have to fight traffic for an hour and a half and pay $40, to park your car. We have so much going on right here in the county. In fact, this weekend, I saw Ed Asner. He was at a little theater in Naperville. And so we bring out this high caliber artists or performers, singers, it's great.
Give me an example. You mentioned Ed Asner was out in Naperville. Give me a few examples of what people might find there. What are some of the more noteworthy ones? They're all noteworthy. What's some of the more memorable ones?
So, well, we have larger venues, certainly like Drury Lane Theater, the MAC at College of DuPage, Once Concert Hall, and then Wheaton College. And there are events going on continually at those sites. And again, if you want family-oriented things or free things, whatever, classes, there's classes and workshops and all the kind of variety of things. There's, for example, Anderson Bookshops. They have 2 locations, one's in Naperville and one's in Downers Grove. They host these book talks. Last year, Stephen King was here, and they're bringing Eric Idle in October, and so there's notable literary characters. Or Valerie Bertinelli wrote a book on, I don't know, cooking or something, and she was a guest host, and she's right here doing a talk in the community. And so if you kind of research and look around, you can find a lot of things. And like I said, first class. I saw one of the plays at Drury Lane, and the 2 lead stars came straight off Broadway. So it's not only, it's quality, it's quantity, and we just want to invite everybody, come along, discover some of this stuff. It's fun.
Are there volunteer opportunities within the arts program?
Oh yeah, one of them we need someone to help us post.
Okay.
We're looking for arts advocates to kind of reach out to their own individual communities and kind of sell us to city council. A lot of the communities like Wheaton is very supportive of the arts, and Naperville and Aurora just made a big announcement that they're putting their money into the city because they want to become known as an arts hub. So they're spending $35 million on an arts center. So some of the communities really recognize the value of the arts and what it brings to them, the economic impact. People come out for an event, and on average, above the cost of a ticket, people spend $31.47 in that community. They'll come out, it's like, oh, let's stop for dinner on the way there. We'll have drinks on, afterwards, whatever. Oh, look, there's this little shop right next to the theater. Let's go shopping. So they support local merchants. It's, the arts bring so much. They also drive tourism. So it should be an easy sell. And like I said, some of the communities are a little more resistant, but a lot of them do embrace the arts.
Wonderful, wonderful. David, within that same volunteer concept, what might do in a larger picture for the DuPage Foundation? What might people want to do? Board members, I'm sure, are always welcome, but I'm sure there are myriad other opportunities.
Well, sure. On our committees, our various committees on the board, we're also looking for office volunteers. But I'd also say broader than that, our strategic plan and its vision is to really make sure that everybody knows about us as a resource, just in general, that donors know how to access us for conversations about to whom, how much, when, and using what assets to make their gift, where they can make their difference. There's no resource in DuPage that knows the not-for-profit scene better than we do and can help guide the individuals. Also the financial advisors, the professional advisors out there who have those high-level conversations with their clients. So we just want more brand awareness about who we are and that we're here as a resource for all of DuPage to understand how to make a difference. And I just would like to add one thing. When we're talking about the grant making, we also, when I talked about focus, we have these initiatives. Arts DuPage, we also have Bright and Early DuPage, and you know that we have our longest relationship in our collaboratives was in District 200, the Wheaton Warrenville Early Childhood Collaborative. Those are areas where we've spent some time developing what the need is in the community, we found a donor who is willing to help fund that, and then we have willing partners in between, like the collaborative in Wheaton. There's dozens of organizations working to make sure that children are kindergarten ready. And so people could look in and say arts, early childhood, and then all these other categories. But a healthy community is benefited when all those areas are focused on. So if there's a healthy arts community, there is economic impact. And frankly, those people going out to eat and spending money, those are jobs that are created. There's no better way to address health and human services than by providing people livable wages in their community. So it all does tie in, but we then have these opportunities for people to dive into their particular areas of interest.
David, I've been involved a little bit with not-for-profits in town in Wheaton. As mayor, what's one of the best parts about being mayor? Everybody wants to talk to you. If you could expand on the economic impact of not-for-profits, I think a lot of people see not-for-profit and say, well, you're not paying any taxes on your building. What a drain you are on us. Could you expand on that, the economic impact? Deborah mentioned it's $30-some a head for everybody that comes out and sees a play or whatever. If you could expand on that, David.
I'm not sure I have current data on the financial impact specifically, but I could say that it's been proven time and time again that not-for-profits are more efficient in delivering services than reliance on the government. So even though there are government contracts and funding for the not-for-profits, the frontline delivery is always more efficiently done by those individual not-for-profits that are in the community and know how to address the issues in their areas.
And one of my favorite crystal ball questions is, what do you see, both Deborah and David, what do you see coming down the road at you in terms of challenges or better yet opportunities for a group like DuPage Foundation?
Well, from a donor perspective, it'll be interesting to see what the new tax laws how they'll play out. Last year couldn't be an indicator because it was just enacted, and most people were actually giving more last year because of the uncertainty of being able to itemize. This year, we'll see how annual fund giving goes to organizations. So it'll be a really critical time to find out how important the tax incentive was to annual giving in particular. I'm not so sure it will have an impact on the larger gifts, but annual fund giving, we'll find out this year end.
Talking the smaller donor?
Correct. So the $100, $500, $1,000 annual donor who is not going to itemize this year,
right.
I don't know then how important that incentive was. It isn't for me. I certainly hope it won't be for all your viewers and all of our fine residents of DuPage, that they're still actually coming from a place that they want to make a difference, not necessarily the tax incentive to do so.
Deborah, your turn. What do you see as some of the challenges?
Well,
or opportunities?
Opportunities, I think, again, to work to engage as many people as we can, to engage the leaders of the community, to embrace the importance of the arts so that they become supportive, they realize the value of the arts and how it can tie a community together, it can bridge generations, it can enliven and really empower whatever is going on. It can build the city, and so I think that's part of what we need to do. I
have a proclamation I'd like to read, and it pretty much follows the lines what Deborah was speaking to, and it reads as follows: whereas the arts, culture, and humanities are the embodiment of all things beautiful and entertaining in the world, the enduring record of human achievement, and whereas the arts, culture, and humanities enhance every aspect of life in the city of Wheaton, improving our economy, enriching civic life, driving tourism, exerting a profound and positive influence on education of our children, and whereas art education research shows that the arts help to foster discipline, creativity, imagination, self-expression, and problem solving, while also helping to develop a heightened appreciation of beauty and cross-cultural understanding. And whereas we use the humanities, history, literature, philosophy to explore what it means to be human, and whereas the arts, culture, and humanities play a unique and intrinsically valuable role in the lives of our families and in our country, and whereas the month of October has been recognized as Arts DuPage Month by Arts DuPage and the arts and cultural organizations in all the communities within DuPage County. Now therefore, as mayor and on behalf of the Wheaton City Council, we hereby proclaim October 2018 as Arts DuPage Month in the city of Wheaton and call upon all citizens to celebrate and promote the arts and culture in DuPage County. Date of this date, August 27. Congratulations.
Perfect.
Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
No, my pleasure. It's a wonderful thing to do, and it's what we promote. One more time, please, for the people at home. A website address, perhaps a phone number or two.
DuPageFoundation.org or artsdupage.org. The main line is 630-665-5556.
Again, this has been this month's edition of Chat with the Mayor from the DuPage Foundation. Deborah Venezia and Dave McGowan have been our guests today. I'm Mike Gresk, Mayor of the City of Wheaton, and we'll see you around town.